Okay, today we are going to look at the next aspect, that is research, a form of exploration and communication. As in the past, you people might have seen that you were asked to write down something, and you people have written several short essays. You tried to write down some essay type answers for the essay type questions. Okay, so every person has tried to write down small essay in school days. So there you tried to present your thoughts, feelings, and opinions. So several times you were asked to write down some small essays where you tried to present your thoughts, feelings, and opinions. So everyone is actually got that opportunity in school days, but never referred to any other source of information or ideas that time. Because in school days, you know it very well, the teachers used to ask you to write down the essay, but that time you are not given the sources and resources which are available to you, but you were just given the topic and you were asked to write down something on that particular topic. Okay, so here when we talk about research papers, of course in research papers it is expected that researcher has to think about the other sources and resources which are available to the researcher. So some assignments required to go beyond personal knowledge, means when you people have written the essays, that time you have experienced it, that you were given the task and you completed the task. But now when we talk about research, in research we think about those topics or those aspects for which you have to go beyond your personal knowledge. You may have the idea about some of the things you considered for essay writing, but for research those are not with you. Then you have to refer some other sources and resources. We undertake research when we wish to explore an idea, or you can say probe an issue, or solve a problem, or make an argument. So if you remember in the previous lecture I talked about it, if there is a question then definitely there is the possibility of the answers, and we try to find out the answers from those questions. So every researcher has to explore for these things, that is idea or issue or problem or argument. When we seek out and use materials beyond our personal resources, the outcome of such inquiry appears in paper. The term research paper describes a presentation of student research that may be in a printed, or you can say an electronic or a multimedia format. Last time also I gave you the idea about it, that there are various types of research. Okay, so we discussed in earlier presentation that basic research, then applied research, and practical research. Okay. Here you can see that there are basically two types of research which are considered in a very different way, that is primary research, which is the study of a subject through first hand investigation, such as analyzing a literary or historical text, or a film, or a performance, conducting a survey, an interview, or carrying out a laboratory experiment. Okay, or you can say Primary sources include statistical data, historical documents, works of literature or art. So you can see that primary research, which actually focuses on analysis of literature or historical text or film or performance, okay, or interview something. Then secondary research, it is actually the examination of studies that other researchers have made of a subject. For example, or you can say examples of secondary sources are articles and books about political issues, historical events, scientific debates, or literary works. So you can see that literary works can be considered in primary research and secondary research both. Okay, so you cannot say that literary research or literary works are not considered in primary or secondary, but in both research it is considered. Using secondary research, most academic papers depend at least partly on secondary research. Okay. Means you people might have heard about it, people might have seen the articles written by scholars. Okay, so articles, papers, those are considered as the part of secondary research. No matter what your subject of study, learning to identify and analyze the work of other researchers will play a major role in your development as a student. So you people might have got idea about it that I am not using the word student again and again, but I am using the word researcher. Okay, so being researcher, you should avoid the personal pronouns, particularly singular first person singular pronouns or first person plural pronouns. Up to TYBA or even up to MA Part 1, you people might have written answers, essay type answers for essay type questions, and there you people might have mentioned we find, or perhaps, or I feel, I think, or we feel, we think, it is observed by us. Okay, but when you are doing research, means when you are writing a research article, that time you are not expected to use these personal pronouns, particularly singular or plural first person pronouns. Okay, so instead of using I, we, okay, we generally use the statement where the researcher found this or the researcher has observed this. Okay, something like that. The sorts of activities that constitute a research paper: discovering, assessing, and assimilating others' research. In the very beginning, I gave you the idea about it that research is nothing but it is search of knowledge. So the knowledge which is available, that is searched by the researcher. That's why the people have already worked on something and you go through all those things and then you try to build up your own argument. Okay, that's why I mentioned here that the sort of activities that constitute a research paper: discovering, assessing, and assimilating others' research. So whatever others have presented, you try to understand it and then you try to say what you wish to say. Okay, and then articulating your own ideas clearly and persuasively. are at the center of the educational experience. So, of course, people think about this. What are the ideas taken by the researchers from others? And then, what is his own idea? Because your idea, your argument is very important in your research. Combining research and original ideas. Research increases your knowledge and understanding of a subject. So again here we find the same reference that you are searching for the knowledge. So when you are searching for the knowledge, something you have with you, or if you don't have with you, you try to find it out from the other sources. Okay, so you are increasing your knowledge, so you are adding knowledge. Okay, and when you are adding it, then definitely you are trying to find it out that whatever I have with me is complete or incomplete. If it is incomplete, then you try to again search for the other things which will help you to understand all those things. Okay, so that is why I said that it is helping you to increase your knowledge and understanding of a subject. So you try to understand that subject very well. Sometimes confirm your ideas and opinions. Sometimes it will challenge and modify them. So you may agree with the ideas given by the others, or you may not agree with them. So if you do not agree with them, then you try to justify that why I do not agree with the opinion of the other person. But almost always it will help to shape your thinking. When you start doing research, of course, you will be able to understand the thing, that is, you have something, you are increasing your knowledge, and then not only increasing your knowledge, but you are thinking about that, because in research these processes are included. For example, you can say critical thinking is required. Okay, then you can say reasoning is required. So these are the things which are required for a research. And of course, it will not be learned by the researcher in a day or two. It will take some time, but researcher will be able to do it in a time. Unless your instructor specifically directs you, otherwise your research paper should not merely review publications and extract a series of quotations from them. So you know it very well that when you are doing a research, you need a supervisor. The supervisor who helps you to move ahead. Okay. So if that supervisor is not very happy with that particular research work, then definitely you will not be able to publish it. So if you wish to get it published, then definitely you have to get the green signal from the supervisor. Rather, you should look for sources that provide new information, okay, or that helpfully survey various positions taken on a specific subject, or that lend authority to your viewpoint, or that expand or nuance your ideas, or that offer methods or modes of thought you can apply to new data or subjects, or that furnish negative examples against which you wish to argue. So as you use and scrupulously acknowledge sources, however, always remember that the main purpose of doing research is not to summarize the work of others, but to assimilate and to build on it and to arrive at your own understanding of the subject. Now, there are different approaches to research and writing. So, we will try to understand it in brief because there are several things which you have to understand. And for this, I will say that MLA handbook is very useful, that emphasizes the mechanics of preparing effective papers, the process of researching and writing a research paper follows a fixed pattern, and that is given by MLA association. You know it very well that MLA stands for Modern Language Association. The truth is that different paths can lead to successful research papers. Certain projects lend themselves to a standard approach, whereas others may call for different strategies. One author can be studied with the help of different approaches. Okay, for example, suppose one author is selected, Toni Morrison. So Toni Morrison can be studied with the help of different approaches, like different critical approaches, like psychoanalytical study of Toni Morrison's fiction, okay, or feministic approach can be applied, or humanism, okay, that approach can be applied. Then what I mean to say that it depends upon the researcher which approach the researcher would like to select for his research. Okay, so ideally writing a research paper is intellectually rewarding. It is a form of exploration that leads to discoveries that are new, at least to you, if not to others. When you are writing, you should write it in such a way that you are exploring something, and that exploration will lead to the discoveries, that when you started searching for this, what you found, and you will try to present your findings there before others. The mechanics of the research paper should never override the intellectual challenge of pursuing a question that interests you and ultimately your reader. This pursuit should guide your research and your writing. While learning how to prepare a research paper, you may experience some of the excitement of developing and testing ideas. That is one of the great satisfactions of research. Research papers and professional writing. Skills derived from preparing research are not only academic. Actually, you know it very well that the skills which are derived from research, means when you have already started your research, they are not only academic. You learn several things from that, because initially also I gave you the idea about it, that when you wish to purchase a product, you do research. You do research in the sense you try to gather the information, you analyze it, you compare that one, and then you purchase that particular product. So that is one skill which is derived from that particular preparing of research. Means when you start your academic research, you learn several things. Okay, that academic research is not only going to help you for this academic field only, that can be applied in the other fields also. Many reports and proposals required in business, government, and other professionals similarly rely on secondary research. Learning how to write a research paper then can help prepare you for assignments in your professional career. It is difficult to think of any profession that would not require you to consult sources of information about a specific subject, to combine this information with your ideas, and to present your thoughts, findings, and conclusions effectively. Okay, Last important point of this presentation is the research paper as a form of communication. So a research paper is a form of written communication. Okay, because you do that study, you analyze it, and then you try to present it for your reader. Then, like other kinds of non-fiction writing letters, memos, reports, essays, articles, books, it should present information and ideas clearly and effectively. Of course, whatever you write at the beginning, at the middle, and at the end should be correlated, should be connected. You should not let the mechanics of gathering source materials, taking notes, and documenting sources make you forget to apply the knowledge and skills you have acquired through previous writing experience. Nonetheless, no set of conventions for preparing a manuscript can replace lively and intelligent writing, and no amount of research and documentation can compensate for a poor presentation of ideas. Although you must fully document the facts and opinions you draw from your research, the documentation should only support your statements. Actually, documentation is just done to support your statement. Okay, that if you have presented something, a quote by someone, then you are just mentioning that one so that others can use it and others can go to the actual source. Okay, cited. It should not overshadow your own ideas or distract the reader from them.